All right. Well, we just saw Stephen King's It. King's It.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was so creepy.
Yeah, there were things about this that I liked better than the miniseries. There are things that I really didn't like.
Really? Like what?
I didn't like, there's a lot of, like, weird use of CGI in this movie. Like, his mouth opening up.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird.
The only part of the mouth that worked, though, was when he... Yeah.
Yeah, in the beginning.
In
the beginning, I think that it worked well, because they didn't show very much of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no spoiler alert. I mean, Georgie, in the beginning, I thought that was all cool. And he was a good clown. He was a good Pennywise.
Yeah.
I didn't like the fast motion shit that he would do. He would, like, run really fast and get, like, really jittery.
Yeah, that's, like, the thing now, though.
Yeah, it's totally the thing now.
I thought they did a good job of taking, like, things that I wouldn't think of that are disturbing.
Right. That's what I liked. I liked that they played a little bit more on their fears, which is, like, in the book. I liked that. Like, I really liked the whole painting thing, the woman from the painting.
Yeah. See, actually, I didn't.
But I didn't like the CGI, but I liked that.
Yeah.
I hate that actor who plays Eddie Casbrick.
He's like my favorite.
Oh, he was the worst.
He was so cute.
He's so annoying. I don't really like to hate on actors because I'm sure
just
that
jealous of
no,
them.
no, I think that anybody could totally hate on me, but I've seen him in other stuff and he's really muggy. He's like always mugging. I don't know. Everything is just kind of like, oh, that's shit and piss. It always feels like a little bit too much. Like that little fucker like knows that he's the shit. And he reads his lines like he's the shit. And the character of Eddie, I mean, in the miniseries and in the book, is like really like frail. Like he's convinced that he's sick too. And I didn't like the whole stuff with his mom where he's like, they're placebo. And he was funnier than Richie, who's supposed to be the funny one in their group. Like Eddie Casbrick ended up being.
Richie was definitely funnier.
And he's really good. I liked him better than Seth Green. From the miniseries.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Although Seth Green is funny too, as Eddie Casbrick. I don't know. I went back and forth on how I liked like the character Beverly Marsh. I mean, she was good, and she played a good Beverly. I guess I just didn't like that she like stood up to her dad. Sorry, I've actually spent the whole week listening to the book on tape. At work. I've been listening to Stephen King's book on tape.
He's kind of obsessed.
And, and it just gets so in-depth with all the characters, especially Beverly. And, like, her whole... As she grows up, she still, like, she marries, like, an abusive guy, just like her father, and she never could stand up to her father, and she could never stand up to her horrible husband, and... I don't know, I guess I kind of didn't like that they made her this, like, really strong character. That's fine, but then, like, all the boys still have to, like, go rescue her. She still ends up being the damsel in distress.
13.
No, and I get that, but she, like, they made her, like, this badass that, like, hit her dad with the toilet and, like, kicked him in the nuts and killed her dad, and then she has to... No, I'm just saying it's weird. The film kind of felt a little, like, tone deaf at times. It's never boring. It's cool.
I,
it's
didn't want to get
boring.
up to go to the bathroom. I was like,
Yeah, it is never boring.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty creepy. I don't really get that freaked out in horror movies.
Yeah.
Really, you know? But this one, yeah, it was definitely pretty disturbing.
It has some cool practical effects, too. I mean, without giving too much away, like, the picture scene, the slideshow scene, and then
Yeah,
when it comes
good.
out, that could have easily been all CGI. It definitely had some CGI, but it wasn't all CGI. And it looked good. That was actually effectively creepy, I thought. That was pretty cool. Georgie's death scene in the beginning, I thought was really, it was pretty disturbing, actually.
The scene where he goes down to the basement when he first sees Georgie
That
good. Was scary.
Yeah, that was all really well done.
And like his body, it was very...
You can tell, though, like I said, it kind of feels tone deaf, if that makes sense. Because it kind of almost seemed like the studio didn't know, or the director didn't know really what they were trying to do. There was a lot of comedy.
I thought the opposite. I thought it was very, the whole way through, nothing really, there wasn't really any unanswered questions.
No, that's not what, I'm not saying like with the story.
Acted.
I'm saying like the tone of the film. Like it would go from making a joke right after something horrific to jump scares that you would expect in and then disturbing, and it just like it kind of skipped around, and I could have done without the joking or the like when people would laugh in the theater. Yeah, kind of took it away from undercut
me.
a lot of it, and it didn't need to have so many of these scares. I don't like those.
You don't like those. I
just don't think, and I mean, I do. I mean, like we put them like in movies that we make because they're easy to do, and there were so many things that I thought were disturbing, like when he saw Georgie, and like the lady in the picture, I thought was a cool concept. Like when he first hung the picture back up and she's not there. I thought that was creepy. That like gave me goosebumps. That's like the kind of shit that would like make you poop yourself.
The bully with his whole kill rampage, was that in the book?
No.
That felt weird because it didn't last long.
No. Spoiler alert, I don't think that Henry Bowers is going to be in the second one, because obviously there's a second one. This is them as kids defeating
Chapter
it.
1.
And the next one is them as adults coming back. No, Henry Bowers confesses to the murders of all the kids. And Henry Bowers is dead. Mike Hanlon pushes him down a well. It was weird. And Henry Bowers' gang wasn't really in it at all.
Yeah.
Although they made, unlike the miniseries, they made the character Patrick Hocksetter a character, but didn't really develop him. He's the one in the book who gives Henry Bowers a hand job.
Yeah. That's right.
But there was stuff that I really liked. I liked the kid who was playing Ben Hanscom, the fat kid. I thought he was great.
Yeah, I thought the kid who played Bill was great.
Yeah, Bill was really well played. I didn't have a problem with anybody except for Eddie. I just don't like.
I thought.
What is that kid from? Is he like from like?
I've never seen him before.
God, he's from something. He was like just in something. He was like in Super 8, or somebody comment and tell me what I'm thinking of him being in.
I don't know.
God, he's bugged the fuck out of me. He just bugs me. And I'm sorry, in the off chance that, like, this actor is like, wow, what an asshole.
I thought he was going to die in it. Like, I thought he was going to be the one. I didn't know that if they all survived.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
And one thing that works really well, because the miniseries is really well done. And I don't mean to sound like a hipster when I say that, but it's really, really well done. It was made for TV, and they had limitations, and I think that they did a really, really good job with it.
I think they did amazing. I mean, what?
No, and I thought this was really well done, too. It was almost just like they wanted to do too much. I don't know. It just felt kind of tone deaf. It went from being like a boo film, like an MTV horror film, like your Scream the series kind of thing, to being kind of like the Goonies, to being like actually like disturbing, back to being laugh out loud funny,
well,
back
they had
to
a
being
lot to play
like
on. I mean, they had the kids, so obviously you're gonna
have
the jokes, and then
those were just the problems that I had. It was like tone deaf. I wish they would have like picked one and stuck with it.
I mean, it's really the perfect scenario for a horror movie. A small town like that.
Right.
Kids,
Yeah.
They had a lot to play on, and I think they did it really well.
It was good. It wasn't as good as I expected.
I knew
But
you were going to say that.
I expected it to be really good. I was really excited for this. Like, I don't get excited for movies in the theaters.
He wore an It shirt.
Okay. So going back, we decided to go see this. We both work together, and we live across the street we work across the street from Cinetopia. So we go to Cinetopia, get tickets. It's like not even opening day yet. It's like the day before. Like, got all excited. I was wearing my Pennywise the Dancing Clown t-shirt. Natalie says I can't wear it in. She says that I cannot
You're gonna
wear
look like
this.
this obsessed, like...
I was really excited for this, because I don't really get excited for horror movies. But Natalie tells me I can't wear it, so I have to wear something
I didn't say you can't.
She said I could
not
wear it.
I was laughing. I said, dude, come on.
And then...
This is such a dork move.
So, then we get our seats, and I guess they do this thing now where, like, you actually get the seat. You know what I mean? You, like, get the seat number when you buy the ticket. They're like, where do you want to sit? And I was like, okay, they do this now. Cool. Like, nobody actually does that, right? Like, I don't even do that at basketball games, and that's when it, like, counts, right? It's like, no, I have a better view.
It's fancy now.
Get out of my seat. Yeah, so we picked our seats. We were just like, fuck it. I just want fucking tickets. Like, just give me tickets. I don't care
they're like,
where.
you want to sit here?
So,
I was like, I don't fucking care. Like,
so
whatever.
we just picked. We were like, yeah, there.
Top floor. I don't know.
So we go in, and we're just like, kind of wondering where to sit. And Natalie goes, you want to sit here? We sat down. And then, like, 2 minutes later, there was like this couple, and at first they were being, like, really antsy, like, in front of it. They're just, like, looking at their shit and, like,
they're kind of
looking down and just kind of, like, being really awkward. And I remember noticing them and just kind of being like, okay. And then finally they're like, and then finally we had to say, oh, are we in your seat? And they like, made us get up and move, which I just didn't know that people did that.
I did.
Like,
I've been there before
screen,
too, and I swear to God, there was not seats.
But it wasn't as packed at this theater as I thought. I mean, there was like this one girl who screamed a lot, but the audience didn't really seem to be very into it.
It was fun with the audience, but I could have done without all the laughing so much.
Yeah, it was.
It kind of took away from.
It was funnier than it was scary.
Dude, it was scary.
It's
not like I'm gonna go home and be freaked out to go to bed or something.
No, not at all.
It's not that kind of scary. It's more like real shit, like disturbing.
Right. I mean,
to me.
The scenes were. There were a couple parts that were pretty fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Like the picture scene before you ever saw the shitty CGI woman. I thought when he put the picture back up and it wasn't there, that like gave me goosebumps. It's like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
But so let me finish my point. It was good. It was not as good as I expected, but I was really hyped for this one. Like, I don't get excited for newer horror films that come out, even though I love horror. And I'm not saying that I haven't seen ones that I haven't liked. I've seen a lot of newer horror films that I really liked, but I never get excited beforehand. The trailers don't really tell me anything.
I was really excited.
But I haven't been this excited about a movie since Shin Godzilla.
I mean, you wonder where the fucking
shirt
in the theater.
But the last horror movie I was this excited to go see was Green Inferno. And it was much better than Green Inferno.
Well, yeah, that one was terrible.
But, so, it was good, not great.
I thought it was great. I thought it was really scary.
I thought it was good, not great.
It's very genuine, very authentic. They did a lot of new things that I haven't really seen in horror movies, and stuff that I am kind of looking for in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. Like, it was refreshing,
It was
brutal. It was brutal. They didn't hold back very much, and I was afraid that they would.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, they didn't, even when I was reading up on it. It was pretty intense.
Yeah.
I mean, even with the characters and their lives and...
Yeah.
You know.
My complaints are pretty minor, but I guess I just didn't expect to have very many complaints. But they're pretty minor. Because, I mean, obviously it's not going to be just like the book. Nothing ever is. And I didn't expect it to be. And I expected things to be different. Some of the things I thought were a little bit too different. I guess I wanted it to be a little bit something else. I thought there were a couple times, too, where Bill Skarsgård's portrayal of Pennywise the Dancing Clown was almost reminiscent of Johnny Depp as the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland.
They actually wanted to cast Johnny Depp.
Yeah, and he would have done that, like, little shuffle thing. And it was, like, there was even times where...
But, I mean, it's Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Like, what do you...
Right. No, and I get it. And Tim Curry did some of that shit, too. It just... I don't know. The movie felt a little tone deaf. And I think that the miniseries isn't tone deaf because they didn't have, like, all this money to go everywhere that they wanted. So it was like, okay, well, we're gonna do, like, the disturbing scenes really disturbing, and the horror, it was pretty...
I like how it's just the kids, though, in this one.
No, yeah, totally.
Much better than the original, where, they're more adults flashing back.
Right.
I thought that they were gonna do that.
But that's how the book is.
Yeah.
That's how the book is.
I thought they were gonna do that in the movie, and I was like, no.
No,
like, the kids are so great. Like, I don't,
I knew that it was gonna be the kids, and then it's gonna be the adults.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you? Well, I guess what everyone is gonna want to know is, what did you think of Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise the Dancing Clown? How did you think? How is he?
I thought he was great. I mean, they said, I was reading about it, they said that eye thing that he does.
Right, yeah, I read that
most
too.
of it's CGI, but at the very, end scene,
yeah,
when he does it, he actually
was able to do that,
which is pretty impressive. I think he really got into character or whatever. But
no, yeah. I think that,
he was, it was creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, the clown is so much that I didn't even really I didn't really think of it as an actor playing in that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not that it was, fake looking or anything, but they just did such a,
What he has on Tim Curry, and I think that, once again, it's because the miniseries was made for network television with, right, it's much more a fraction of the budget, and they couldn't really get crazy with it. I think that Bill Skarsgård is, much meaner. I mean, he's real good at playing, damn, you definitely believe that he's insane in a scary way. And Tim Curry, no matter what, I mean, he's even in that Tales from the Crypt episode, he's in Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah. He always plays crazy, but he's always funny crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of cuckoo.
My favorite part of the miniseries is when he's in the library and he's just like, "Excuse me, ma'am, is your refrigerator running?" And no one, because they're all adults, they can't hear him.
I like the library scene in the movie.
Yeah, the library scene was cool.
Weird. What was that thing?
Well, yeah, she went to the bathroom, but before that all happened, Ben was looking through these books, and he comes across all these articles that are talking about all the different child murders that have happened, and he sees one that's a close-up of this kid's head hanging in a tree, and that's why there was a headless kid chasing him.
I didn't even know, and I thought it was creepy.
No, it was good. I thought that was really cool. That whole scene was really good.
I was like, ooh.
And the movie is fucking off to the races. The movie starts with the clown, and it's always there.
The stories, the backstories, everything
Yeah.
is just fucking entertaining.
Yeah, it's definitely not boring.
Yeah.
Ever. Not at any point was I going, oh, I really hope
Like,
they
it's
just
a-
go to
it's
the
a
next
good
clown
movie.
scene. Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean with the CGI stuff, definitely.
Some of the
I agree
CGI
there.
stuff was
But that's
pretty
any
annoying.
movie, really.
Yeah, that's
I mean-
any movie now. And I didn't really get to finish one of my points earlier really quick before because this is like 20 minutes now.
It's like a cop.
I know, there's like cops circling us like, what the fuck? Are they gonna shoot up the... Are they gonna go in there and shoot up the show?
Yeah, we're literally in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Of the movies, so.
Yeah, we just got out, and when we were leaving, I was like, don't say anything. Just save it for the stupid video. But the point I was trying to make earlier is one of the things that really sort of bugged me, and I won't go into too much detail, but like in the book and in the miniseries, when they battle it as kids, it's all about like their imagination, them realizing that it's not real, and not being afraid anymore, but they do it like together. They all hold hands, and in the book, Bill like meets a flying turtle in the sky, because it is from this other dimension, and I knew they weren't going to do that stuff, but I didn't think that it was going to be this like Royal Rumble with them hitting Pennywise with baseball bats and being like, now I gotta kill this fucking clown. And it was just like, I mean, there were so many moments at the end of it that you could tell that, like, the producers could hear. They're like, and this is the moment when all the young adults in the audience are gonna go, yeah! There were so many fucking moments like that where it was like, okay, they're like pandering a little bit to the audience, and that is Eddie Kaspbrak, that fucking actor. Everything he says.
That was Richie who said that, though.
I know, but everything he says is pandering to the audience. Just the way that he acts, every single line he says, he's trying to pander to make people go, yeah. It was too much.
Yeah.
The other kids did it better, if that makes sense.
I don't know.
They weren't as muggy.
I honestly thought all the kids were great.
Yeah, they're all great. They're all like much better actors than I will ever be.
If anything, the little Jew kid was annoying. What was his name?
Sheesh, you gonna say that and like post that online?
No, that's what they call him.
No, I know. Stanley.
Yeah, they barely gave him any.
Yeah, he didn't play much of a part, but he doesn't play too much of a part in the book or in the miniseries. He's kind of like the odd one out.
Yeah.
Mike Hanlon didn't have anything to do either.
Yeah.
He was just kind of like...
When they gave me his story, I was like, well, I don't really care because I haven't really bonded with your character.
Yeah, he was just kind of like on his sheep farm, And it was just kind of like, okay.
I mean, the best part about the movie is the beginning when it's going through all their fears.
Oh,
each
yeah.
one, like I kept waiting. I was like, oh, what's this one?
And they stuck, I think, as close as they could to Eddie's storyline, except for the fact with him like telling his mom off and like kind of being a badass, right? Other than those two things, like him meeting the leper outside of the house and being like chased around that old dilapidated house by the leper that turns into the clown, like that's literally right out of the book, except for the leper is chasing him around saying blowjob. That's the only part of that they left out.
I'm surprised they just didn't do that.
Yeah, I think it would have came out of left field, because also in the book it's like one of his fears is like he ran into this homeless guy.
The homeless guy, but I mean,
I guess they could have put all that in there too.
Just one extra little thing, I guess.
It was good though.
Yeah.
It was definitely good. It's
definitely worth seeing.
It's worth seeing. It's worth seeing in the theaters. Yeah. It's one of the better horror movies that I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, what was the other one that we saw? The Void? It was better than The Void. I liked it better than The Void. Maybe.
Kevin
I don't
will be
know.
proud that you said that.
I don't know. It was as good as The Void. It was at least as good as The Void.
It was way better than The Void.
It was at least as good as The Void.
Okay, you're crazy.
Just because it was a little tone deaf at times. Overall, pretty well done. Didn't see any trailers that really stood out other than that Mama movie that looked pretty cool. Mother, yeah. That looked good. With the guy he's in Grey's Anatomy, and then he's also the guy who killed Glenn on The Walking Dead. Right? The guy who has cancer in Grey's Anatomy and is, like, married to the girl, Kristen Heigl.
Denny?
Right?
Yeah, Denny Duquette.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that guy? Yeah, what's his name?
Yeah, I don't know. But he's in The Walking Dead and he's in Grey's Anatomy. That's where I know him from.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie looked good. I don't know. I mean, I hope this little car review is good. I mean, obviously we're copying the Cinema Snob right now. I feel like I'm gonna, like, tag him in the tag things. He is good. He is good. And it's a good idea to talk about it right after you saw it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I really wanted to bring up about it.
Just that you should see it.
You should see it. You should definitely see it. Yeah. It's good. It's good. Maybe wait for the $3 theater. I mean, I don't
believe you right now.
It was good. It wasn't great. It was good. It wasn't great. Like, I don't think your brother's gonna like it. And your brother's like a Stephen King purist. I don't think he's gonna like it.
Who cares what he's on?
I don't think that he'll like it. I think he'll think the same thing. I think he'll say good, not great.
I think he'll like it.
Yeah. It was good, though.
Very genuinely scary.
Yeah.
And well made, well acted.
Well done, well shot. They have a lot of Dutch angles in it that I really loved. I loved all of the
great music
Dutch
in
shots.
it.
Good music. Really good music. Good effects, for the most part.
I love how the kids acted their age, you know, and they didn't hold back with that. Sometimes in certain movies, they try and make them seem younger, or seem like with the cussing and the sexual references. It was very accurate.
Yeah, it was well done. And it was pretty cool to, because it's not set in the 50s like the book or like the miniseries.
It's set in 1989.
Yeah, it's set in the late 90s, so that when they come back.
No, it's 1989.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it started in 1988, and then it ended in 1989, because then it was September.
But you said late 90s.
Did I say late 90s? I meant late 80s.
I don't know.
I meant late 80s.
But yeah.
So that when it comes back, it's going to be, like, modern day. It's going to be, like, 2017, when it comes back. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So they'll have, like, cell phones of me playing fucking Angry Birds.
But yeah, it was
good. I recommend seeing it for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm glad that we got a good one for our first car review.
Me too.
Alright. Cool. Definitely subscribe to our channel, guys, and watch more Reference This Film. This is the person who directs them, by the way. Natalie directs all the Reference This Film and top 5 episodes.
Yep.
I think Josh Dietrich has done a couple here and there, but for the most part, it's
Don't give him a
Natalie.
shout out.
Cool. All right, guys.
Bye.